So let's say we are having 4 items and these are the weights and these are the values of those items, and the capacity of the knapsack is 50. Now we're gonna get the maximum profit. Let's call get max value and let's pass these parameters in this method. So we're gonna pass this weight array, the value array, and the capacity of the knapsack. And this gonna return us the maximum value. So double max value. Now let's create this method. Create method. So we'll create an item type array that will store every item with its value, weight, and calculated cost. So item, items, new item. This will be of the same length of these arrays. So let's say weight.length. We haven't created this item type here. So let's create a static class item. So this will be having double cost that we're going to calculate here, and having weight value and the index of that item. Now let's create a constructor for this class. So public item and in this constructor we will pass weight value and the index of the current item. Let's initialize these values. This dot weight is weight, this dot value is value, int dot index is index. Oh, this dot index. And now we will calculate the cost. How do we calculate the cost? Cost is the value of that item divided by the weight of that item. So here we will pass the value divided by the weight. This constructor is deprecated. Let's change it to double dot value of. Okay. So this item is having all the data about that item along with the index. Now we're going to insert all those items in this items array. So let's take a for loop. And at the ith index in this items array, let's put the item with weight I, value I, and the current index. Now we will sort these items by the cost, because first we want to add the items that can give us more profit into our knapsack. So let's sort the array, import arrays, and now sort the items array in descending order of the cost. So we have to provide the sorting here, the comparison. So for that we are going to pass a comparator and we are going to implement its compare method here. So let's import the comparator and let's add the compare method to compare the items. As we want to sort in the descending order, so we're gonna first take the cost of O2 dot cost, and on this cost we're gonna invoke the compare to method, and we're gonna pass the cost of oven. So this will do the sorting. Now in the sorted array, let's start picking items with maximum cost ratio to minimum cost ratio. So let's take a variable total value that will hold the result for us. Initially it is, let's say, 0. And now let's run a loop, a for each loop, for each item present in the items array. Let's get the current weight and current value. So the item for which we are performing this, we're gonna get the weight of that item dot get dot weight, and let's cast it to int. And also we're gonna need the current value. This is item dot value. The item can be added completely in the knapsack if there is space in the knapsack. Okay, so we will check if the capacity minus the current weight is greater than or equal to 0 or not. If it is greater than or equal to 0, that means the complete item can be added into the knapsack. So we will update the capacity and add the value to the total value. So let's add the current value to the total value because we have added the complete object into the knapsack. Oh, let's make it total val. The other case is when the capacity is not sufficient to get the complete object into the knapsack. So what we will do, we will calculate the fraction that can be added into the knapsack. So let's calculate the fraction, and this fraction can also be calculated by calculating the ratio of capacity by the current weight. So weight of the item is current weight. This will give us the ratio of the value that can be added into the knapsack. So we're gonna add this fraction of the current value into the total value. Double, and now current value the total value becomes current value multiplied by fraction plus the previous total value. So this is the new total value, and now we're gonna break this loop to come out of this loop because the knapsack is completely filled, there is no space left. So now we will return this total value, and we're gonna print this value here in this main method. So let's print it. The maximum profit possible is this max value. Okay, now let's run this program and see the result. So this is the maximum profit that we can get if we go greedy, and this is the optimal one.